don't know what I did. I'm pressing the touchpad. Welcome to our Thursday night live stream.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are two crazy ketos. Welcome to our home.
We're out of the RV.
We are out of the RV, baby.
No, we're not out of the RV like permanently. We're out of the RV for the live stream.
For taping.
Yeah.
I love it.
So the only room that is completely done. Well, my office is done, other than the molding, but I don't have any furniture.
Is that the microphone?
That's the microphone.
You can move him back a little bit. There you go.
There we go.
No, he's not obstructing.
You probably need to get closer. Let us know if you can hear us.
Yes.
Yeah, so the office has no furniture. So we figured the kitchen is done, except for there's no floor.
Well, we have a table.
But we have the bar, and there's a sort of background. I'm hoping the internet holds up, because I'm using, like, all the routers and everything are in the RV, and we're just using Wi-Fi. So
this is a scary thing.
I ran a speed test, and it looked like everything was working. So hopefully
this is an exciting night.
Yeah.
This is a truly exciting night.
It is. So welcome to our Thursday live stream. If you are new here, our Thursday live streams are just our chance to hang out with the community, catch up, answer questions about keto and carnivore. So if you have a question, go ahead and in the chat section type question, and then whatever your question is, or use the super chat function, which we really do appreciate. It really does help support the channel. This is our full-time job. And that's a little $sign that's down below in the chat window. And when you do that, two things happen. Number one, like I said, it helps benefit the channel. But more importantly, it highlights our screen so that we don't miss your question.
I am so excited. I think I am going to have to go up a level in my makeup, y'all, because I'm getting tan.
You are.
I'm basically an outdoor kid now. I am outdoors a lot more than I am indoors these days, but like, yeah.
Somebody said that we're getting very tan.
Oh my gosh, what is happening? Who is this woman?
Florida.
I have lived in Florida forever.
Except for you lived on the couch.
I lived on the couch.
And now you live life beyond the couch.
Clearly beyond the couch.
Yeah.
And in the sun.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
So we doing all this farm stuff, and then we started noticing, this is probably TMI.
Oh no.
So I did all of the plumbing. The one room that we haven't touched is our bathroom.
The master
Which
bathroom.
was going to be the last room that we do, but it's now going to be the next room, because Caleb has made the decision that he's going to stay in Fort Lauderdale near his brother.
Yes.
And
which we fully support.
Which we support.
In
I'm
fact,
going to miss him.
I'm going to miss him deeply. But, you know, it's one of those things that you feel like, you know, he had said to me he wants to end up in South Florida. And so one of my very favorite books is The Principle of the Path by Andy Stanley. Which is direction, not intention, leads to destination. I tell people that all the time. So when my son says, I really want to end up in South Florida, I'm like, why are you turning your shoes toward Arcadia? Like, if you want to live in South Florida, you need to make it work in South Florida. And it was like the hardest conversation ever, but it was the right thing for him.
It's funny you mentioned that. I will never forget, a couple of years ago, we were cutting the church.
Yeah.
And Pastor TJ drove up, and we were just talking to him. And Anthony looked at him and said, I'm going to be a millionaire.
Like out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, right? And TJ looked, well, what are you doing right now to get there? Because direction, not intention, leads to destination.
So,
which is, Pastor TJ is where we even learned of the book.
Right. So when we started planning for this renovation, it was like, get Caleb's stuff done first. And so that's why the guest bathroom is actually completed, but not the master bathroom. So yeah. So we're going to be moving.
So we're going to do that next. Anyway. We started noticing that when we would use the other bathroom, or even like the wash machine or something like that, we would come in and you would go, ooh, what's that smell? You ever see Bear in the Big Blue House? What's that smell?
You smell good, but that was not
Well, it turned out is that because there was no toilet hooked up and the sewer pipe was laying down, so all of the stuff that goes to the septic would roll down, and then it would sit in that pipe. It wasn't spilling out, but it was lower, so it would sit, and there is no P-trap because no toilet, And I was like, oh.
Oh.
So I spent my day getting that floor at least so that I can get a toilet flange in and fixing that pipe and elevating it.
And now it
No
does
more
not smell.
Yeah.
It does not smell like.
At least it wasn't pouring out. Like I said, TMI.
Yeah. Like RV with.
But I was setting up for the
Robin
live stream
Williams.
and I noticed the post office called at 3 p.m.
Okay.
to say, you have 15 turkeys here.
So in today's vlog, you see us anticipating the arrival of these replacement turkeys. So excited, so thankful to McMurray Hatchery for working with us on that. And but yeah, we had no idea. We got
Well,
the
I got the
message
shipping
they
notification this
shipped.
morning that they shipped.
But they're coming from like
I don't even know
I
where.
think they're coming from Iowa.
I don't know.
That was a quick flight. No
I don't know.
layovers.
So we'll have to go get them first thing in the morning. Good thing is that chickens and turkeys, when they're first hatched, they can live for 3 days with no food and water.
Right.
Because they're living off of the yolk. They absorb the yolk in that.
So basically, you know me. So basically, after this live stream, I'm gonna put on my tennis shoes and I'm gonna go sleep at the post office.
Anyway, let's get into the live stream. Before we do, we wanted to make a special announcement. First of all,
Yes.
just a reminder, if you haven't already done it, we would really appreciate it if you head over to our new homesteading channel and subscribe. We've got about
Yes.
750 subscribers over there.
So exciting.
I don't understand how the videos get so many more views, but the subscription's not there. But it's like this channel. It's like only like 20% of the people who watch our videos are
Please
actually
subscribe.
subscribed to
Please
the channel.
subscribe.
So yeah, can you please go? We really appreciate it. Go subscribe, support us, help us get the word out about that channel. So subscribe, leave messages and comments on the videos. We're going to have a new video coming out this weekend. We're going to try like 2 a week right now, just until I can catch up. But I do have a lot of footage. It's just a matter of sitting down. Right now, I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff done because our son John Paul is coming in on Saturday to help me swap out our electrical panel and put an extra sub panel outside.
Electricity.
And if you are in the Central Florida area, like Port St. Lucie, Fort Pierce, all those surrounding areas, and
Brighter
you need
Days Electric.
Brighter Days Electric. He really does, and he's not just because he's my son. He does a phenomenal job. So proud of him at 28 years old. Started his own company, has like 3 guys working for
Now
him.
getting recognized by like South Florida and Central Florida for his services. And I feel like that's really important. And I'm going to suggest to you, if you don't live anywhere near Florida, subscribe to Brighter Days Electric Instagram account, because
Michelle makes him do weird things.
makes my son do the most hilarious things that like I see true love every single time they put out a reel, because
I wouldn't do it.
because if she makes him lock arm in arm with his coworkers and like dance, like he is only doing that for love.
I wouldn't do it.
Right?
Thank you very much. Insights with April Marie, April Marie 999, sending love from Ohio.
Thank you so much
for that. So yeah, so he's coming. So I'm trying to get everything in a row. Like, where do I need to run extra outlets and stuff so that he can hook it up in the panel, because he's got one day. He's running a business with a second baby on the way, and so I'm really appreciative of him coming over and helping me out with it. I don't trust other electricians.
No.
And like I can do 99.999% of this stuff myself.
But the 0.1% could kill you.
I could do the panel myself, but he's gonna do a cleaner install. So I did guilt him a little bit and said, hey, do you want me to just do it on my own and hope I don't burn down the house?
And of course it's like your father sends you that text message. You're like, I'm getting in the car right now, right?
So anyway, special announcement real quick, and then we got to get into the chat.
Yes. So this is one of those things that it's like a lifelong dream. And of course, like this just makes so much sense. As soon as I say it, you're gonna be like, that makes a lot of sense. We have actually partnered with Purpose Brew Coffee to come out with
Our own coffee line.
our own coffee line. You can now go to twocrazyketos.coffee. Hello. Like, what is more Rachel than coffee? And you can check out the amazing coffee line that we have helped to curate from all over the world, just amazing coffee blends. Right now we're actually, and all of the coffees are named after things on our farm. So right now we are actually drinking tailwag, and it's an Ethiopian Harar coffee. If you go over to the website and you check it out, you're gonna see Tabitha is on the cover illustration for this. We have other ones like chicken grit, Bessie, my favorite chicken, the chicken that even if she never lays again, will never, she's gonna live out the rest of her life here, obviously. My favorite chicken, immortalized with our coffee. So I'm so excited. I mean, as you can imagine, this just makes a lot of sense. Yeah. And for me, it had to be a delicious cup of coffee every single time. So you can get ground or you can get whole bean, but we're super, super excited.
Yeah, and so they've really worked with us because honestly, the way they usually do it is subscription only, where you would set up for a subscription, but you can go and cancel and postpone. And we're like, that doesn't work for us. People need to be able to go just buy a bag. And so they changed a bunch of things around for us. We really appreciate it. And we're also going to have some specialty coffees throughout the year where we'll have a different flavored coffee here and there. So super excited about it. So check it out at twocrazyketos.coffee.
I will say before we move on that our first foray into a specialty coffee is going to be our vanilla sizzle that is actually named after our Cooney pigs that we were wanting to get. It is a creme brulee coffee and it is freaking delicious.
Dustin, thanks for the $5 super chat. Said Giant Mugs, congratulations on your big announcement.
So looking forward to seeing Dustin and everybody. It's what day is it that we're all meeting up? Is it April 1st?
April 1st. April
1st, no joke. We're not pulling your leg. This is not a prank. This is not a Fool's Day thing. We are all getting together when we are in Indiana.
Yeah, we'll be getting up there. We should be getting up there on March 31st. I may get in there the day before. It just depends on how we feel with driving. It is like a 20-hour drive to get up there. So we'll do it over the course of 2 days.
Can't wait to see you.
Dustin said some people don't realize that subscribing is free and really helpful to small channels and is so much more than a vanity metric.
Exactly. What I love is the one person. You hang out with me. Mm-hmm. One person is enough. I want to spend all day knowing the one. But what we have learned is I don't reach a one unless YouTube recommends us to people. So if you believe that we have helped your keto journey in any way, shape, or form, if we have been a blessing to you, please do us a huge favor and help to pay it forward so that we can reach more people. And when we reach more people, again, like Dustin is perfectly saying, it is not a vanity thing. It is an opportunity for those people, not just to meet us guys, to meet you, because you in the Two Crazy Ketos family, this community, that's what changes things. Yeah. That it really is what changes things. So they need access to you, and they need to see us to have access to you.
Barbara wants us to sing to her because it's her birthday.
I love it. You ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Barbara. Happy birthday to you. And many more. So many more. Absolutely love the name Barbara. I've always loved the name Barbara. But then Joe's mom is also named Barbara. Yep. So it was just like, oh my gosh, I love it.
Carrie said the turkeys and chickens, when they hatch, are telling some yolks. So interesting, if you saw today's vlog, which just came out a couple hours ago, in that, you want a new way to have corned beef. Try the way we made it in there. It's a smoked corned beef, but it comes out just like when you boil it because you're going to smoke it. You pick up that flavor. And then you basically put it in water and it gets that juicy. Best way, I'll never cook corned beef again.
We're not going back.
But if you may have seen in there, we were talking about the turkey eggs and that the black turkey was not fertile. Found some more eggs and she is now fertile. So Toms, they're doing their job.
Well,
they're getting busy with it.
I think that the Tom actually heard you getting very serious with him because you did just throw them into a cage and lock the door and basically played some let's get it on music in the background and was like, you are not coming out until you make a baby.
Chris said Joe is unconvinced about letting Bessie live rent-free. Now, I did tell Rachel that is the one chicken that could live rent-free.
I'm telling you what, she's a teaching chicken. If nothing else, you have got to admit that. Like, she still like contributes to the farm no matter what.
Right.
Because I'm telling you, you can communicate with this chicken. You absolutely can.
Okay, calm down a little bit.
It's true.
We have convinced my sister to get chickens now. My sister and mom are getting chickens.
I'm so excited.
It is so hard to get chickens right now. Like, all of the hatcheries are sold out. I wish we could ship them to her because we've got 50 in the brooder over here. They hatch like about 5 days before we leave to go to Indiana. Excuse me, I've got turkey eggs going in the incubator tomorrow morning. They'll hatch after. Everything is timed. It's all timed. But some of those ones we haven't told Sarah yet because Sarah G is going to be helping us out, I think, and watching the farm for us. But some of those 50 I'm keeping because they are Easter eggers.
Right.
And I'd like to get some purebred Easter eggers. So we're going to have babies for about a week, but a lot of them are going to get sold.
Yeah.
And then the turkeys will hatch out afterwards. Turkeys take 28 days to hatch. John said 2KK coffee. Nice. Sorry, I don't drink coffee. That's okay. Dustin said, Rachel needs to design a flavor of coffee, the bad guy from Terminator 2.
So Dustin, I love you so much. I talk about somebody, there's so many people that I just would live next door to me, right? So you could just hang out all the time. I'm so thankful for social media so that we can like chat and live streams and such. But like he sent me a thing on Instagram and it was just, talking about like the bad guy from Terminator 2. We're getting it. He said he was gonna look into like even like a cameo where could you get Robert Patrick to say something and just say, hi, I'm the bad guy from Terminator 2.
Donna Joe said, congrats, I've never been a coffee drinker, but when I had a paper route as a teenager on the Air Force Base, the coffee smelled so good.
That is the thing. I mean, and it's so delicious. And what I really loved is just the nuances of every single blend. Like we didn't stop until we found exactly what we thought was the absolute best. And I'm so thankful.
Sabrina said the floor installation is now complete. It looks beautiful. However, we've been moving furniture back in the house.
Oh, okay.
This has also forced us to spring clean. So Mark and I feel really accomplished.
As well, you should. And think about Sabrina. Like, what would this have been like pre-keto for you and Mark? I mean, not just like, I feel like we handle stress better post-keto. Certainly we can move around better. Like, when you had a big task, like what they had to do, like just overwhelming task, like the thought of getting started pre-keto was so daunting because it was like you were already hurting and in pain before you started a new task. Right. So now it's like, here you are, Mark's had surgery and everything, and you guys are still able to like spring clean, get things set up. I think that's amazing.
Today is Maria's birthday as well.
Ooh, let's sing to Marie. You ready?
Yep.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Marie. Happy birthday to you and many more. So many more. Did you think that you would know somebody that has your same exact birthday, Marie? That's so cool,
well,
right?
Look at you.
I know, it's only through keto. I had never met anybody before that shared my birthday.
Debbie said, I'm so sorry I can't get to the meetup, but I will see you guys in 3 months on the low carb cruise. Can't wait for that.
I'm so excited. We're going to Alaska.
Yes.
Y'all, we are going to Alaska. Can you believe that? Can you believe we are going to Alaska? That is amazing.
Lady Fritzer said the link in the comments under this video does not work. 404 not found. I'll have to look at that.
Okay.
Because it was working earlier.
It was working.
The link to the Homestead channel. Okay, so it's kind of weird. YouTube, they're messing with stuff where now you have a handle. So I think...
Don't quote us.
I think you have to... It doesn't work unless you're in a browser. Because you'll see, just try clicking on the the 2KK farm, because they don't, when you try to put in a hyperlink, it automatically puts it to that. Otherwise, I'll have to figure out another way to do it. They don't let you have just a YouTube like channel handle URL anymore. Like if you have one, like the Two Crazy Ketos and the Two Crazy Campers channel, you get to keep it, but new channels can't have it. So if you want to get to the Two Crazy Ketos YouTube channel, you just go youtube.com/2crazyketos. They don't do that anymore. And so no new channels can get that feature. So now you have to go youtube.com/@the2KK farm.
Isn't it fun when they change things up? I love when they ask for like, hey, we've got some new things for your phone, for the car. We need you to upgrade. And I'm like, oh, if I push this button, how bad is it going to get?
Yeah.
What is going to change that is going to vex me? Can you tell me that up front? Like all of a sudden I'm not going to like I always have a really hard time after any type of like upgrade with my emails. My emails are like, you know what? I don't think you have any emails at all ever. Like
Right.
it's like it never remembers me.
John said the last video had a lot of farm content. It will be perfect for the farm channel. There will be some crossover, but as we get closer to like playing right now we're playing catch up. Like a lot of the stuff that's going to be on the farm channel is stuff that happened 4, 5, 6 months ago. But as we get closer together and play that catch up game, less of it will be on here and more will be over there. Well, you guys will just see like little updates or whatever, but a lot of the big stuff for farming will be over there because I know a lot of you guys don't want to see the farm.
Sure.
And YouTube doesn't like it when we talk about that.
Right. Well, I think it'll be funny though for anybody that's watching it and then like us right now in live time, but if someone's watching the farm channel, they don't know our real life yet, right? They don't know where we're at, and they're gonna see like wide-eyed Rachel say things like, you know, in 3 weeks when we get this house renovated, it's gonna be so fun. It's been challenging for this whole month of renovation, but soon.
And 9 months ago.
And then it was like, yeah, and you'd be like,
September,
oh,
October, November, December, January,
poor
February,
Rachel.
March.
Poor
So
Rachel.
8 months ago.
Dream big, baby.
Carrie said, I would drink coffee, name the 2KK balls.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So moving forward, we're definitely, what would the picture be?
Jesse said, I missed an announcement, something about coffee.
Yes.
So we have a coffee line. We have joined forces with Purpose Brew Coffee. And so we have our own coffee line. There's a link for it down below, but you can get to it by going to twocrazyketos.coffee.
I feel like
when you purchase bags, it helps support us.
I feel like that should have been the first website address. The website address for us with all the recipes and everything on it could have been twocrazyketos.coffee. Don't you think?
Margaret said, I'm late to the party like I usually am. Are you guys in the new kitchen? Yes, we are.
Look at me. I put all them knobs on. They kind of look like balls.
Where's my thing?
Don't they? Joe is very proud of this. So you guys brace yourself for excitement here.
Matt Franklin will be proud of me.
Matt Franklin.
So I needed to put the knobs on.
Please be proud of him, Matt.
I wanted like a template, and the ones in the stores either don't really work well with knobs, or they are like really expensive. So I'm like, duh, you have a 3D printer.
Don't you remember?
One of your 3D printers is sitting right here on the patio. Why not make a template? So I made 3 templates. This one was to do like these right here, and you basically just put it up and it put the hole right in the right place. And then this one did all the drawers. You just put it up on the lip, and then it put the hole in the exact same place. And this is for the taller drawers. See the hole down there? And I ran out of filament. That's why it's 2 different colors. But yeah, so I drilled the holes, and Rachel put all the knobs on.
I put all the knobs on, and we found our knobs on Amazon.
Because they were only 80 cents.
Hello. How do you decorate a kitchen for 80 cents a knob? There's a lot of knobs. As you can see, I mean, this is a manufactured home. This is not a giant home that we live in. And basically the way that we have built it is it's a kitchen, and we also sleep here. Basically, we put all of the energy into freaking giant kitchen. Because that
We also started doing the floor in our bedroom.
I know. But I mean, it makes sense for us. No one is going to make a manufactured home that has a kitchen that's this redonkulous. So we had to make it ourselves, right? And we stand by it because this is where we spend the majority of our time anyway.
Here's the funny thing is I could have gone to Lowe's to get a template.
Okay.
Right? I was able to 3D print those faster than it would have taken me to go to Lowe's, get it, and come back. Oh, and it also cost me less than $1 in filament.
Because 3D printing.
Yeah.
Matt, I know Matt and Chris are proud of you.
Laquita said, balls, can we please have double the caffeine and I will switch over?
Oh my gosh, yes. Yes. That.
Kick me in the balls?
Oh. No. And it could, if
No.
we will make the flavor if we ever get like a mule or a donkey. Wouldn't that be like the perfect
that
one?
Would be perfect.
Balls.
Chris said, Joe's back to drinking from his crock pot. Hey, Rachel put it up.
I did. Well, I was looking for matching coffee cups and ones that we can just keep in the house. It is a pain in the buttocks to move things back and forth. So like I still every single day, we've got laundry, you got to move it from the RV, you got to bring it inside, you got to switch out, you got to move back. So I had to think like, what coffee mugs?
You need to start emptying that RV.
I know. What coffee mugs? I know. I've been lazing around doing nothing, Joe. I really need to get on the ball. You're right. You are right, Rachel. Enough lazing around time. It's time to focus on work. No, so I was looking at something that we could move out of the RV, and now I feel like we have so much more room for activities.
We do.
Just by getting these things out.
That's true. I'm actually really excited because right before we came on live, I ordered our new mattress for the new RV. So, of course, we ordered a mattress from Brooklyn Bedding.
How are we, like, how important is
It's
sleep?
the first thing.
It's literally like, can we ship it? And
I
pick it up
did.
there?
I literally emailed her and said, can you do me a favor? Can you please ship the mattress directly to a Lyons Rd in Elkhart, Indiana, so that I don't have to go one night sleeping on the mattress they give you. Now, if you don't know anything about RVs, they give you the worst mattress.
It's like
a piece of paper.
You know what it reminds me of? When you get a crib and not a good one. Not like a good one.
I think a crib mattress would be better.
But I'm telling you, you remember, like, I'm talking 70s cribs, y'all. Like, you go to a thrift store and you're like, the crib is still got the mattress in it, and it's just like it's so flat.
I'm just going to say, if for some reason it can't get to Alliance by the time we pick it up, I'm sleeping on the bunks in the back because the bunk mattresses tend to be more comfortable. Now, the reason they give you a crappy mattress is
they know you're going to change it out.
Everybody is different with mattresses. Some people want firm, light. Some people want to sink in them. Some people want like a really thick mattress. Some want a thin mattress. So they have to sell it with a mattress. So they're like, we're just going to put in this really cheap thing, knowing that everybody is going to change it out. And I said, why not just make a deal with Brooklyn Bedding and provide Brooklyn Bedding mattresses? And they're like, because again,
we still
some people want firm and some people want hard. We always get the medium Aurora Luxe, but I'm thinking about upgrading and getting the Sedona. So I told her I want to order it, but
Sedona.
No, they do if you order it directly from Brooklyn Bedding.
Somebody out there who likes country music knows what I'm talking about.
So
there is no...
I sent her the thing to order it and just like, can we get it, like get that one?
Okay.
Instead, because the RV mattress doesn't have the Sedona, but Brooklyn Bedding does.
So recently, my mom was just trying to figure out for herself, like, what do I like? Do I like firm? Do I like soft? Like this is a lot of questions, right? So it's harder to match yourself with a mattress than like eHarmony, seriously. And so I'm assuming that she would like what I like. And so I tend to like things a little softer, you know? And so we were at a furniture store just looking for furniture, and she was laying down on all the mattresses because we have no couth. Of course, we're just gonna flop on all of the mattresses, both of us together. And so she was on one, and I was like, this feels really comfortable. And she was like, I can't get out. I cannot get out of this bed. No, it is too soft.
I need it like medium. I don't want to sink into it where like, like you can't turn.
Right.
But I don't want to sleep on a rock either.
No.
But for me, mandatory for mattresses, I need to be able to need a step stool to get into it. Like, I don't want a low, thin mattress. Like,
Right.
I want it high up where you have to, like, launch yourself to get into the bed. Your mom is the same way. She literally does use a step stool to get into her mattress.
She has her bed so high. I'm like, if you roll off, you're like, it's like a 2-story fall from there. But yeah, so sometimes like give me this thing with the arm. Like here, let me see your arm. Like sometimes to get in the bed, you know, depending on like
You
time
do
of night,
every night.
I will just be like, help me, like, just use your arm. And I feel
Chris
like
ordered a new mattress and he
Start
had it
with some
delivered
arms.
to them and they're going to put it in the back of their truck when they go to Indiana.
I can't sleep on a cruddy mattress years old.
No.
I think once you get to grandparent age, for me, it was like, no, I'm sorry. There's plenty of, clearly, I have a high tolerance for, like issues, right? Like we're still living in an RV, but there's some things that I just shall not tolerate. And one of those things is sleeping on a mattress that is uncomfortable.
Chris said I ordered a new mattress using Joe's RV link. Thank you very much. We don't make any money from like people
No.
using our links, but it does let them know that we sent you to them, and then they sponsor the channel, which we really.
Chris
do
said that
appreciate.
those mugs remind him of So I Married an Axe Murderer, and now I want to watch So I Married an Axe Murderer because that movie is flipping awesome.
Margaret said, I'm happily applauding Rachel because she installed all of the knobs so even Rachel can do it.
Yes, I was so, I don't know, this whole renovation has made me feel so good about myself. I thought that the best I would ever feel was getting rid of 170 pounds. I did not think that I would have such a boost of confidence in being able to carry heavy things and being able to do stuff that's like leaning towards handy.
Right.
I didn't think that would bless my heart so much.
I want to get back to the comments, but it was, so today we're going to make a compost pile. And like one of the things is like, yes, we don't have table scraps, like, who has leftover meat? Not us.
Not us.
And we don't do a whole lot of vegetables, so we don't have a lot of table scraps that way. I mean, years ago, you could pretty much just open a refrigerator and it was table scraps because we never used it, right? You'd buy heads of lettuce and then never eat them.
We have coffee grounds and eggshells.
We have coffee grounds and eggshells, and then all of the stuff from the chicken coop, like all the chicken poop and the pine shavings. So we needed something big, so I came up with this idea to like basically get 4 pallets, screw them together, and make a bin to throw everything in. So I went to pick them up, and the guy had barrels, some more water barrels, so that I can do more automatic waters and collect rain. Oh my gosh, I have to tell you this.
Well, finish this story first.
So he had metal barrels for burn barrels. And so I bought a couple of them because they were $5. And I brought it home, and then I had to make an egg delivery. So one of our customers asked us if I could bring her some eggs, and she wanted 4 dozen eggs. So I'm like, yeah, I got to go into town anyway, so I'll bring them to you. And, we normally charge a little extra $1 per carton if I have to deliver them, which I think is fair. And so I said to Rachel, I've got this burn barrel. And she's like, well, I want it over there. And here comes Rachel, picks up a steel 55-gallon drum, and over her head carries it to the other side of the property.
Did I?
I was like super impressed.
Was I
super impressed.
a little extra sexy to you?
Yes.
Doing that?
So anyway, I was talking to the guy who sold it to me. Super nice guy, retired. This is his like side gig to make money. He goes and collects barrels and pallets and sells them.
Nice.
And so he was asking me about making the compost pile, and he said, make sure you line it, which I forgot to get, with like weed blocker.
Okay.
But not plastic, like the mesh, because this way when it rains, the water can go out and it won't become a swimming pool of muck.
Oh, that's really smart.
And so he was like, one of the things that people do with those big 55-gallon drums, the plastic ones, is you drill a whole bunch of holes. This is like the backwoods septic tank.
Oh no, wait, where are we going with this?
So he's like, and I thought it was a great idea. I really did.
I'm not pooping in a barrel. I just want to put that out publicly.
So like, I'm going to build another shed for meat processing, right?
Okay.
And I said that like I would take the water from the sink and just let it go out on the property because there's no easy way to connect into our septic.
Yeah.
He said, no, what people do is you take the 55-gallon drum, you drill a bunch of holes in it, and then you bury it. And then the sewage goes into that. It's basically like a 55-gallon septic tank.
Oh, and we do have a backhoe.
And people actually use it for poop too.
We shall not be doing that.
Well, no, they put a toilet and it buries it and it goes in. It's basically like you have 1,000-gallon septic. This is just 55-gallon. Like, you know, so you have a little shed. Like, you could put your she shed. You could have a toilet out there and it just goes into. But he said what you have to do is you have to line it with weed blocker. He's like, a lot of people don't. But then what happens is
you're giving me a lot of information.
The water,
and the answer is no.
The dirt goes back into the hole. So the weed blocker prevents the dirt from coming in, but allows the water and stuff to leach out.
Single female looking for a place to stay now. Anybody out there housing a Rachel, please?
Okay, so John said 2KK Salty Balls Coffee. Chris would let you have that copyright. Yeah, I got
absolutely.
It. Matt said those RV mattresses are the same style that we use in the Navy. They're thin, uncomfortable, and totally useless. I have a feeling the Navy ones were more comfortable than the RV mattresses.
I don't know why you wouldn't give them a really awesome mattress if you were in the military. I am lobbying for really awesome mattresses in the military. I feel like that should be a thing.
Laquita said I spent last night on my brand new Brooklyn bedding mattress.
Yay!
It's too soft. Get a hold of them because you have a 120 sleep night guarantee. So they will swap it out or do something with you.
Yeah.
I don't know what they do if it's too soft. I know that if it's too firm, they'll send you like a mattress topper, like a pillow topper. But I don't know what they do when it's too soft. I think they just send you a new mattress. Paul said extra firm mattress or nothing. My sleep number is 95. Found out when staying in a hotel.
So that is so interesting. Like, there's a question. Is there a hotel chain that you believe has the very best mattresses? I'd be interested to know because we don't look at hotels that way. A lot of times we're just looking for the cheapest thing. But if you have to stay in a hotel for a couple of days, like people coming to Orlando and you're going to stay for a couple of days and go to the parks and stuff with your family, you could be in a hot freaking mess by the end of a week.
Right.
If it is the wrong bed. So I would love to know what is the hotel that you find has the best mattresses?
Kathy said, do you think the coffee will be available in K-Cups ever? I doubt it. It's just going to be
it's a small batch.
It's a small batch thing. As a matter of fact, they did only ship out once a month, and we got them to ship out every week for us. So she also said, why didn't you just transfer your mattress to the new RV? Because we're going to be selling this RV, and so we need to have a mattress in there anyway.
Yeah.
And it is like a selling point that it's got a good mattress in there. We're going to try to get the most amount of money for our RV.
So we can pay off.
So we can pay off the new one. The
good thing for us, our
old one is paid off. We don't like to have debt. So, but what we did is we did take out a loan for the new one and then once we sell the old one, we will immediately pay off that loan. I generally would have sold it first, but we're living in it. So we couldn't really get it up for sale.
I almost sprayed the camera.
So it's just kind of working out that way. But our RV has a lot of upgrades in it. And so, whoever buys it is going to get a very high value RV at a very good price.
Every single time you say something like that, all I can think of is Cousin Eddie going, it's ours, we live in it. Like, that's every single time.
But it's got a one-of-a-kind independent suspension, which will absolutely make the RV last longer. If you don't know anything about it, like when you drive an RV, it's going down the road and every bump, because it's just got leaf springs and it feels everything. And when they put it in the RV, they actually took Rachel for a test drive in the back.
We have
so
I drove. I'm hoping that we
have to release the video, but they asked us not to yet because it's not available for everybody yet.
Right.
But they literally had Rachel ride in the back to see what it was like before and after.
It was hilarious. So it's me, a team of engineers and scientists, like all of these guys crowded in the back of our RV.
Which, yes, it is illegal.
Going down the interstate.
We were in a safe, enclosed environment.
it was a rockin' with all of us in there. It was hilarious, and everybody is like, I mean, because it's bad. It's like
everything
really,
shakes.
Everything shakes.
People want to know, like, why is it every time I pull over, like, and get in the RV, there's screws somewhere? Because you're driving a box
right
through a hurricane
and an
earthquake.
It's terrible. So then when we're in it, and it was, I love getting to see the faces of somebody that has brought an invention to the marketplace. So this is the first time they're seeing like that their invention has worked.
Yeah.
And we're the first ones that have it. So they're riding around with us seeing like their invention worked.
Right.
And it's just like the look on these faces, there's all this whole team of guys and they're just like, they look like little kids.
Yeah.
That they're so like, oh my gosh, like this is, high fives. It was like a Goonies moment.
So anyway, all of that is in there. Plus it's like off-grid ready. It's got everything except for the batteries.
Yeah.
So if you want an RV, let us know.
I'm with John. Leftover meat, is that a thing? Not around here. In fact, like the corned beef that we made, and Joe is saying in the vlog, oh, tomorrow we're going to make it with eggs. It went to my mom's house and she got the rest of it. So there was no leftovers. Like we couldn't even make it until the next morning with that corned beef.
Now I need another corned beef. Amy said, we love Helix mattresses. You and your partner take a sleep quiz and they help match you with the best mattress. That's pretty cool. John said the pallets were good for a couple of years before they rot. That's okay. Then I'll just get more.
Yeah. They were like $2 a piece.
Yeah. Let's see. Fasting with a cold stinks. Yes, it does.
I'm sorry. But it's one of those things that it's kind of like you might as well fast because like, you can't taste anything right anyway. So it sucks, but it's kind of like at least I'm getting the full value out of this because I don't really want to eat anything and it tastes like not flavorful because cold.
Franny said, I have a very tall old iron bedspread.
Wow.
I bought a memory foam mattress.
You mean like a
bed? Yeah,
bed.
Frame maybe. Wish I hadn't, as my tastes have changed so much. I am into wool. Oh, well, it is bedspread.
Oh, okay.
Found 2 vintage wool blankets from Brigham City Wool Mill.
How cool is that? I am looking forward to finding like a new, like all we have is like hand-me-down and like thrift store covers and sheets and mat, blankets. We don't have anything fancy.
Right.
So I am looking forward to finding like a bedspread that's nice and new. Yeah. I'm ready. It's been 20 years.
Patty said our compost bin is an old dishwasher tub. Yep,
nice.
Coffee grounds and eggshells are the bulk of it.
Yeah. Which is fine. It'll work, right?
I forgot about that. Trish asked if anybody's watching the blood moon eclipse tonight. I forgot that was going on tonight.
I completely missed recently all of the planets aligning. Like literally all the planets aligning. So I was talking to Megan Miller. Love her so much. And so she was saying, hey, did you catch it? With like, and how many planets did you see? And I was like, I missed it. When is the next showing? And she was like, I don't think in our lifetime, maybe? And I was like, wow, I really missed it. Like, I'm really good at missing things.
Brianna said Comfort Suites has making mattresses.
Comfort Suite, okay.
John said he's never found a good hotel bed. Ned said best one is Hampton Inn.
Hampton Inn.
Paul said when I stayed in Chicago a couple years back, a hotel happened to have sleep number beds. It was a Radisson.
Wow, that is fancy.
Teresa said, what is the difference between the RV? So the RV that we have right now is a travel trailer, which means that you put a hitch on the back of your truck. It's called a bumper pole. It's that little hitch that you see like people towing boats or U-Hauls and things like that. And so this is a travel trailer. The travel trailer is 3 feet longer than the actual box. You have a box and then there's an frame in the front that adds 3 feet in length. It's about 11 feet, 3 inches tall. The new one is a fifth wheel. So it's taller. It's up 4 inches tall. But then 3.5 feet of it extends. Our son. Now Rachel's happy.
Peyton's coming.
Peyton is coming on Saturday when John Paul comes.
Yay.
So it puts 3 feet of it over the bed of your truck. So we are going to be losing the bed, but now this RV is technically more space inside than our current RV, but shorter.
Right.
And wider too. So, but the difference is you guys have seen the layout that we have here, where we have a kitchen in the back, which is like that little bar where we've been doing all the live streams, and we have a sofa, and then there's the bedroom up in the front. The new one has the bedroom up in the front. It's a little bit bigger bedroom. It's got pretty much the same bathroom. It's got about the same size kitchen, but it does have like a table. Now, it had a dinette, but they're custom building some stuff for us. That is the advantage we get as brand ambassadors, is that they're making a couple of modifications, because we do have to pay for the RV.
Sure.
So they're putting a table instead of the dinette. And then in the back, there's 4
another
beds.
room.
There's another whole room. It's called a bunkhouse, and it's got 4 beds. We took 2 of the beds out, and they're building me an office.
Yeah.
And
then instead of reconnecting.
We're reconnecting.
And we're back.
Okay. So yeah, so more room. We're gonna have an office. Toe's a little bit different. The biggest thing is that we will not we won't have the bed of our truck to carry things anymore. And we did also convert the front piece to a gooseneck instead of a standard 5th wheel hitch.
Yeah.
Rita said, my bed must be so soft, I sink in low to the ground. I don't want to have to climb a ladder to go to bed.
I know. I don't know how my mom does it. And then she's got a multi-poo, a little tiny thing that is her bestie friend. And she has like stairs for the dog, because it's so high.
Right. Chris put up the floor plan.
Oh, thanks so much.
John said, take the cheap mattress out of the new RV. I don't want to sleep on the cheap mattress, period.
This is how bougie he is.
Well, we've got to drive a long drive back, 2,000 miles by the time we're done.
That's a lot of sleeping on that mattress.
And then I have to, like 3 weeks after we get home, not even 2 weeks after we have to get home, I have to drive to Athens, Texas to do my solar system.
So exciting.
Sean said, Rachel's like a penny on the Big Bang Theory.
I love that show. You know what show I have not watched is The Young Sheldon. Does anybody like that show? I have just yet to see it. I don't know why I have delayed.
Barbara said we have a California King with 2 air bladders and the controls to make individual sizes.
Nice.
I used to have that.
Didn't you have a water bed at some sort?
I did.
Brown chicka brown cow. Brown chicka brown cow.
But no, we had the air one. It was nice.
I can remember my mother telling me, like, her advice, like, I'm 70s, 80s, you're dating in like the 90s. And she would say, I want you to find out if the young man that you would like to date has a water bed. If he does, no. No. Because
Matt said there will be a 6th planet alignment in August of 2025, according to Google.
Can you please send me a text message when it's about to happen? Because clearly I will miss it, Matt. Like, I'm going to need to know. Someone is going to have to remind me, or I am yet again screwed.
Sean said there's going to be an RV show in Roanoke this weekend. We're thinking about going just to see what's out there. Don't bring Rachel.
No, it is so fun. I just like seeing cool stuff. It gets you out of the house. It's a cool thing. They're usually very inexpensive or sometimes even free to go. And it's a nice, like, just little date day, I find.
Dustin said you would like Animal Control on Hulu. What's the new show we started watching? Homestead Rescue?
Yeah.
What is that?
It does make
Is that what it's called?
We're at least not in the position that a lot of these people in Homestead Rescue are in. So it does make me feel better that that's terrible, because, like, basically I'm like, oh, thank goodness. It's kind of like when we would, watch shows that were like people were getting fit and we're like, well, I think we have time before we need to get fit. But at least I feel like we're not in those positions where someone's like, we are 30 days away from not having any food, any water, and like being eaten by mountain
I watched
lions.
one last night where it was like the 3rd or 4th episode, and they were in Alaska, and she opens up the freezer and she was like, is this all the food you have? It's like they have enough food for a week. And then the guy was like, okay, let's talk about where you built your house. And you're like, you see those trees right there? That is like the biggest fire hazard in the state of Alaska, and they're 20 feet from your house. And he was like, we have to cut them down. And the girl is like, the wife is like, no, because like, I don't want people to see my house. So he goes, okay, let's do this. Because they were raising sled dogs. I don't know if anybody's ever seen the show. And he was like, and his son like sets off flares. He goes, go into your evacuation plan. And he's like, you have like 43 dogs. It took you 25 minutes to get 20 of them in the truck. All of your dogs are now dead. And so are you. And so they're like, I guess we have to cut down the trees.
So.
And I'm like,
I can't stop laughing.
By the way, grizzly bears. They're having encounters with grizzly bears.
I'm sorry. I believe season 1, episode 2 is the best one because it seems like something that could have happened to us because it's like city mice going to the country. So I believe it was like a Virginia couple and they had no idea that they needed a bathroom. They were pooping everywhere.
Oh, yes.
On their property.
He's like, find a tree. And they're like, what about number 2? He's like, find a tree.
And he's like, I don't think they have any toilet paper. And like, this is going to be a problem because
that is not us.
This is a sanitary issue also. Like you can't just like, you cannot live and poop in the same place. Like this is not okay. But yeah, that was worth a watch.
John said Young Shelton is over.
Oh, okay.
It's good and it has a spinoff.
Okay.
Chris said Miriam and I go to RV shows for romantic dates. We go and learn how to slaughter chickens.
Yeah, we
which we were supposed to do this weekend. We were going to head up to Sally Weather's farm to help her process.
We don't go to RV shows to learn how to slaughter chickens.
No,
you're saying we go on dates to do that.
That's our date.
Okay.
Like go learn how to slaughter chickens.
Let's go back to an RV show.
Since John Paul's coming, you could. I was gonna have you go with Sarah, but now that Peyton's coming, there's like not a shot that that's gonna happen.
There's no chance. Franny said, I buy my sheets from Redland Cotton. The cotton is grown in Alabama, woven in the U.S., and they are wonderful. I am actually okay. So I am remembering that. Redland Cotton. Okay, thank you, Franny. I appreciate that.
Oh, Kathy loves Homestead Rescue.
Oh, good. Okay.
Teresa said, I want to go to the RV show tomorrow, but hubby said no. So I was hoping to get to the Hershey show this year as brand ambassadors for Lyons, but the last 2 RV shows that we've gone to, someone has decided...
I'm not going to change up to this year.
I hope.
I won't. It's safe.
I think we're good.
I want to go to Hershey because I've never been to Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Oh, you haven't?
Ever.
Really?
Never, ever.
I have to look at when the dates are. I have to look at when the dates are.
Never, ever. It's time to change that.
Kathy said Young Shelton was good and has finished. Now there's another spinoff to that one.
What is that? Is it Baby Shelton? Like what's the spinoff of Young Shelton? Younger Shelton?
Matt said planetary alignment will be August 29th.
Okay. Somebody needs to set my clock.
Not for 5:45 a.m.
But for August 29th.
Sean said don't grab poison oak leaves.
Right? That would be awful.
Oh my gosh. Miriam said we go on dates to dinner in a grocery store this weekend. We're going to dinner and IKEA.
I love IKEA. A lot of times, like I am just dazzled by IKEA, and then I can come out of IKEA with nothing but like a plastic vase that I don't even need that like puts one strand of a flower into it. But it's just amazing there. One of my favorite places in the IKEA store is when they're like, hey, take a look at this 300 square foot house, where it's like, this is a house with everything in it. And I think to myself, how long would it take me to go insane? And now that we live in the RV, I feel like that length of time is so much longer now.
Yeah. Okay, Annie has a really good question.
Okay.
What is the food that kept you on track when you first started keto with carb cravings? So
you answer and then I'll answer.
So if you go back to, first of all, when I started on keto, there were no keto products. I shouldn't say that. There was one that you could buy in the store, but it really wasn't a keto product.
Yeah.
It was Quest bars. But back then, Quest bars were made with IMO fiber. I'm not a big fan of the texture of Quest bars as it is, but there was a product called Keto Bar that showed up in a Facebook feed or something once. I was Googling, like, is there a thing? And I ordered them, and they were really good. They were a little gritty, but they were really good. And literally, it was like coconut oil and cocoa powder and erythritol. And they were very good, but it came in like a Chinese takeout box. And they were vacuum sealed at home. And you're like, somebody's making these in their house, which they were, but they were delicious. But because there was nothing out there, I did a lot of recipes. And so I would just throw stuff together. So if you go on our website, the two things that really kept me on track with a carb craving for sweet stuff was our chocolate chip cookie dough, which if you go, it's one of our first recipes that we put out. It's a fat bomb, and it's like cream cheese and almond flour and chocolate chips. And then the other thing is our cinnamon mug cake recipe.
Mug cakes were huge.
And so we made a lot of mug cakes, but the cinnamon roll mug cake was delicious and very fattening. Because, and when I mean fattening, it had a lot of fat, so it was very satiating. You really could not even eat the whole thing. Like, we ended up having to split them because you would get halfway through and be like, like that was a lot. And it was so satiating. And it was made with like flaxseed and stuff. So it really, really helped you to get through those cravings.
So I really did appreciate he really liked the fat bombs right from the get-go, and they were easy to make, and that was really made it doable and sustainable because it was just like you could make a batch quickly and they would set quickly in the freezer or refrigerator. And then yes, the mug cakes, that was a huge one for me. I liked mug cakes even better than I liked fat bombs because like you're saying, it was just so satiating. When we discovered Keto Chow, that changed everything. And it was fairly soon in our
2019.
Yeah.
So 2 years after I started keto.
So I think that for me, coming from such a calorie deprivation, I coasted on the fact that I could actually eat food and allow myself to enjoy more than just oatmeal for those first 2 years. So for 2 years, I was coming from we eat hardly nothing to I'm eating hamburger and I have like cheese in my life and I can have chicken wings. Like that was such an amazing thing for me. But then when we found Keto Chow, we loved it so much, we started playing with it everything we could do.
Long before the creamy came out,
we were making ice cream.
Because I had a Vitamix. My mother bought us a Vitamix when we got married. That was like our wedding present. And so before keto would make ice cream. If you ever go to a Vitamix demonstration in Costco, one of the things they do is make ice cream. And I'm like, couldn't I use Keto Chow to do this?
Right.
And so I started messing with that. And it's one of our early videos was making ice cream in the Vitamix using Keto Chow. And that really was a game changer.
And the pudding.
Yeah.
Was good when we would bake the things and you would get so much for a serving, when we would make them in the little carafes. It was just amazing. And you could make cake with Keto Chow and you could make chili with Keto Chow. And so I really feel like Keto Chow has been such an incredible blessing to us because it made it more possible for us to eat what other people would say is normal food, right? Like it made taco night more possible. It made the chili more possible. It was so versatile.
The funny thing about Keto Chow is that when we first tried it, I was like, this tastes good, but this is not for me. Because I was like, it's expensive when you add in the avocado oil, because I was like, here's the thing. At the time, the documentation kind of indicated that you were supposed to use it for 3 meals a day. Like this was your source of nutrition. And I'm like, I'm vehemently opposed to a liquid diet being your sole source of nutrition because you're not dealing with your food issues. That's why things like OptiFast never worked. As soon as you went off of it,
you're like,
you
gained
all
food.
your weight back. Anybody can lose weight if you restrict down to 3 liquid meals a day at sub 1,200 calories. You're going to lose weight. But as soon as you start eating food, you're going to gain it all back. So I was always against that. And so between that and then the fact that it said avocado oil or heavy cream. And I'm like, heavy cream's got too many carbs because even in 2019, I'm like, there's carbs in heavy cream.
Right.
And then avocado oil is expensive. And so I was like, I don't know. And then what happened was we went to KetoCon in 2019 and I met Chris, and Chris said, I've discovered that you can use melted butter for keto chow. And I'm like, well, that changes everything.
Yeah.
Because butter is cheap.
Right.
And butter doesn't have any carbs. I mean, it does, but it's like
so residual.
0.003 carbs or whatever it is. And also, when I brought up the fact of, like, I don't like it for 3 meals a day, and they're like, no, that's not how it's intended. And they actually, like, almost immediately when we said that in that video, they changed their documentation to kind of show that, no, that's not really,
it really
3
is a
meals a day. It's supposed to be a meal replacement when you don't have time to go smoke a brisket. You know, but your primary food should be meat. And so that's really changed. But I've left that video up to show why we changed our mind. And that's when Chris challenged me to eating keto chow for 7 days.
And it was awesome. It was an awesome challenge. And then
we made, I think it was the chicken soup with duck fat.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was delicious, actually. We should make that again.
Amy said, I can't do stevia, so that eliminates so many things. Amy, try purified stevia. Chris could probably put the technical name in here if he's still here. But purified stevia, if you have a ragweed allergy, most people who have the ragweed allergy are not affected by purified stevia. Chris, I think, has a blog post explaining why, but also it doesn't have that bitter taste. Like Rachel always hated stevia. I hated it. And the purified stevia, I mean, that's why she likes salty so much.
Yeah.
Miriam said we had the keto bars when we first started. It was the only thing out there was keto bars. Chris said 6 carbohydrates per 8 IKEA meatballs.
We used to love getting.
That's actually not horrible.
I mean, but it's got a lot of crap ingredients.
Yeah, it's a lot of crap ingredients.
But it was. I remember when IKEA first came out, we were eating it because it was like 99 cents for the meal. Remember? It was like a crazy cheap thing. I think they've upped their prices for stuff, but like it was a cheap date. It was a date and a cheap date. And when you're raising 3 kids on a landscaper budget, like. You're looking for cheap dates.
Paul said keto bars were great. John was ahead of his time with those. He
really was.
He really was. Trish said the IKEA chopping block is a steal and real high quality. We need a chopping block.
It is good.
It's funny because we were going to buy a sink at Costco. It was like a Kohler sink with a faucet, and it had this nice tray on the bottom and a roll-out cutting board on the top. And then we order our counters. He's like, you get a free sink. I'm like, well, okay.
We're going to get it free.
I'm taking the free sink. But now I'm like, I want the cutting board. So I ordered on Amazon one of those rolling mats that you see in RVs. And then I did find the silicone mat that fits the bottom to protect the stainless steel sink.
Oh, good. But
and
yeah.
It only cost me $16.
It is so random. They all have stuff at IKEA that is just like so well made. And I will say that we've had some good luck with their furniture. It's a pain in the butthole to like
these
put it
chairs
together.
Are from IKEA.
Yeah, these chairs are from IKEA, and Lord knows we've done 11-hour live streams in them.
Jesse said, I tried Clean Slate with grape water enhancer and it was disappointing. Not enough grape flavor. So Chris Bear, get on grape salty ASAP. Yes, Chris.
No, do not listen to Jesse. No,
salty.
No.
I want grape salty.
No.
Yes.
No.
And I want peanut butter and jelly keto chow. We need to bring back grape keto chow.
Jesse, I'm mailing Joe to you. You're getting an express mail. This bald guy right here.
Mary Ann said I used the original keto chow recipe for a long time.
Right?
Which is still available.
I love you, Mary Ann.
Chris put up the first review of keto chow 6 years ago.
6 years ago. So that was, keto chow was something that has blessed our life so much and made keto work for us long term. Yeah. Like it really has helped.
And still does.
Can you imagine your life without Chris and Miriam Bear in it?
Yeah.
Now, though.
No, I mean, we became such good friends with them. We vacation with them.
It's like, I'm so thankful, like, for whatever reason leads you to your friends.
And then I think about, like, even, like, what Keto Chow did for my mom when she was going through the issues last year. And Miriam just mailed some keto chow to my mom. I mean, and Dr. Bear was like, get her on keto chow because she had to be on a liquid diet because they were telling her eat a whole bunch of, like, opposite. Like, eat a bunch. I'm like, wait a second. You don't want her to poop, but you're going to give her a bunch of fiber?
Right. Like,
you
it was going to be
like,
dangerous.
No, keto chow with, like, no fat.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so I just think about the amount of Nurse Cindy with her sister. I mean, so Trish said bacon, more bacon kept me from the carbs, and then I found chaffles. Yeah, baby.
Oh, yeah, baby.
So when it comes to food, not the carb stuff, I didn't even miss. I was the bread king. Like you're talking about, I was the guy that would go to Outback Steakhouse steak. I just wanted the bread.
Yeah.
I would literally tell, like, bring me loaves. Oh, and Cracker Barrel, too. We would literally go to Cracker Barrel, and they would bring out biscuits, and I would, like, basically tell Rachel, put them in your purse so I can get more. And, oh, by the way, then when we're eating, I make sure they're bringing some out right before we're done eating. And then I would tell the kids, don't touch those because those are going in my go-home box.
What kind of crowd were we with that at that time I would not win the what's in your purse
I don't know.
challenges? I should have won there was biscuits in my purse, yo. Like, I should have always won.
I was such a bread person that I was very worried about that, but I never missed it because I'm like, okay, I can't have bread, but bacon.
Yeah.
I mean,
because that was like, something you never.
I think by the time I started keto, that Kentucky Fried Chicken sandwich was gone. But like that, I made them at home. It's like, wait a second. I can take a whole bunch of bacon and cheese and slap it between two pieces of chicken. Like, that's awesome. Like, literally using chicken breast as the bread.
Yeah.
And so people would ask me, like, don't you miss bread? I'm like, no, why not? Because I get to eat all of the bacon and burgers and chicken wings, and you're sitting there going, I can only have 5 and you shouldn't eat anything fried. And I'm like, everything is fat and fried.
I can remember so many meals weeping because I could eat. Like that, I mean, the emotion comes to me right now thinking about those times because it had been so long since I did not feel like a bad person for needing to eat. Like, that is ridiculous that I lived for so long. I mean, 2 solid years on nothing but 500 calories of oatmeal and a little dab of Greek yogurt for 2 years because I was afraid of food. Because food betrayed me and my body's need for food, I was angry at it.
Yeah.
So it's like that, it's such a blessing to be able to eat food and that food nourish, like that food give me back hair. Clearly it's not working for you the same way. But
it's only because I shaved. I mean, it was coming in this morning.
Yeah. So it's just like, it's amazing that we can eat now. Right. What a reason to rejoice.
Okay, so Trish and Jesse put up its stevia glycerate, so hopefully that helped. That's the term that I was looking for from Chris. Stevia, Rebby said M. Here's the blog post about it.
Thank you.
John said keto chow egg pudding is really good. Yeah, now I can't take full credit for the keto chow egg pudding. That Maria Emmerich had the egg pudding, which she created because she wanted the boys to eat eggs and they hated eggs. So she came up with the thing. And I was like, well, I don't want to use cocoa powder. So that's where I came up with the idea of using keto chow instead of cocoa powder. And then it gave you different flavors. So it's a take on Maria's recipe. I mean, and Maria's just amazing in the kitchen.
But then we had to start scrambling it, and I noticed
because
that
she,
party smell. Yeah, and I noticed she does that too now because
if I would stop selling the eggs, I could actually make some. I can't. Like, we've got like the customer bought 4, and when I dropped them off to her, she's like, "Can I have 5 more dozen on Monday?"
I know. We need to eat eggs.
I need some eggs for myself. Yeah, Chris said we use purified stevia extracts and salty as we use in keto chow.
Miriam's like, stop with the grape. Ew. Me and Miriam. I cannot wait to see Chris and Miriam.
Paul will be on board for peanut butter jelly keto chow.
Paula.
And Rita said yes, grape salty. I'm telling you, Team Grape. Yes, grape salty. Salty for the win. Oh. Pineapple salty. That's a good idea.
Pineapple salty sounds good.
Yes, hashtag. Everybody email Miriam Bear
Don't you dare.
At Keto Chow and
Don't
Salty.
you dare.
Go flood the Keto Chow website with hashtag grape salty.
No.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Flood the Joe at Too Crazy Ketos email with absolutely not.
Amy said, I'm not a bread lover, but trigger warning, chips and potatoes are what I crave, salty and crunchy.
Yeah. And I think that is a worthwhile pursuit of trying to find out what are textures that you like and then making it work with keto.
Yeah.
And some of it comes to, like, I found, because I do like crunchy and salty too, and doing our carnivore meat chips that Joe makes, and then also finding the perfect way for you to cook bacon so that it is salty, that became a game changer for me as well.
We're gonna get off, but Trish said, have you tried Maria's PSMF best protein brownies? No, because we've had such a limited pantry and cooking space. So now that
we'll have to try that.
As we start to unpack, like what we're trying to do is slowly get a couple boxes from storage, and we'll unpack here, and then now we can start doing something. We're gonna end with Debbie's, because this is just perfect. How many years I ate 1,200 calories or less and struggled to lose weight, and now I eat 1,600 to 2,000 calories, and I've maintained my weight for plus or minus 5 years.
Wow. She's within 5 pounds of that, and she's maintained her weight eating 1,600 to 2,000 calories. That, to me, that is victory. That is victory. I don't feel ashamed of it. And y'all see me eat, so I can eat a lot, and I don't have to be ashamed. I can enjoy nutrition, and then I can move on.
Yeah.
I love that.
And actually, we're going to end with this. From Dustin, people who don't like grape, you'll be safe because we won't share any anyway. He said,
that is awesome.
He said, they can dislike it all day, but I need it so I can stop buying grape power. Yeah, see, Miriam, if you give me grape salty, I can stop buying grape Celsius. See, you would save me money, and you would save my health because I would stop drinking grape Celsius.
Man, my little nephew drinks the grape Powerade.
Thank you so much for joining us.
That would stop him from drinking grape
Thanks so much
Powerade.
for joining us. Now, we do have a couple more videos coming out this weekend, and then we will be back live on Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern for Keto Beyond the Couch. And again, if you haven't done so, please go subscribe to the new Double K Farm channel, and also check out our new coffee line at twocrazyketos.com.
We love you guys.
Bye.